Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back again with some more projects for another project for you, and this is all about the new. So this is about new stamp set, new designer series paper, new colours. So first thing, new colours. This card is Rococo Rose, one of the beautiful new in colours that we've got coming in. Likewise, the stamping is the same pink, and you'll see some of the other colours in here, which are Purple Posy and Seaside Spray. And it is using a new stamp set. So lovely texture images, beautiful fonts, literally pretty much everything you want. So thinking of you, thank you so much, wish you a day of love and joy, so a birthday, present, heartfelt sympathy, so sympathy, and I love you. Really, anything that you want is in there. Fabulous new cling mount stamps. The colours and the paper are from the new woven heirlooms. So here you go. As you can see, beautiful colours here. This is the one I used. So you have got, in the background here, you've got the lovely Purple Posy. You have Terracotta Tile here. You have Rococo Rose here, Seaside Spray, and you have Pretty Peacock. So gorgeous colours. So if you had a pack of this paper, a pack of the new cardstock, you would be good to go to make lots of beautiful coordinating products. So I'm going to use this piece of DSP here. You can see on the back, lovely patterns as well. You know, you could, I could use any of these, which is probably unusual for me. There's usually one or two pieces that I think, yeah, not really me. In these, I just love them all. So that's the paper I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Purple Posy, and I'm going to use the same Rococo Rose and Purple Posy ink. So what is it? Well, it's a box, okay, with a belly band, and it holds some of my favourite chocolate. This is the reason for choosing Purple Posy for my main one. This is Milka chocolate, which is a great favourite of ours in this family, from holidays in Austria skiing, and my boys just love a bit of Milka. So although this is quite soft and stuff, I would say a little bit on the feminine side, I'm hoping with that slightly more that purpley colour, it will go down well. Well, actually I know it'll go down well because the chocolate will just go. They won't really care too much about the packaging. So it's just a double chocolate bar box, using a sheet of A4 cardstock, and away we go. So you're going to need your trimmer. Obviously I've got my Stampin' Up trimmer here. Okay, I need to work at an angle. The reason for that is because my tripod is in the way. So you need a piece of card that is 28.6 by 19 centimetres, and you are going to score at, in centimetres, I'll put the inch conversions, 4.5, 5.5, 13.3. I'm not going to cut. Okay, I'll work with that. That'll need a little bit of attention. 13.3 at 15.3 at 23.1 at 24.1. And then that's your 28.6. I've already cut it to 19 centimetres on the width, and you're now going to score the short just at 1 centimetre on both sides. So just make sure that's nicely squared up. 1 centimetre and 1 centimetre. Okay, so you will need your scrap of that you've taken off from the length, and you'll need another piece of coordinating card stock as well, and a bit of Whisper White as well. So once you've done that, you need to fold and burnish all those score lines. And being a box, it's really important part is burnishing, because that just means that your box folds together really well. And you'll see in a moment why I got my cutting blade out, and I decided after I made, I've got to look at the state of that, look at the ink on there. maybe that's going to have to have a bit of a clean, because actually this middle section gets cut out, and I originally thought about doing it on my trimmer and then decided no, scissors were a better option. So you're going to trim. I say I've cut a little bit far anyway. Trim out that middle section like so, because that's our centre section. And if ever you're struggling to cut a little tab, if you fold both sides in and come across, that'll keep it nice and neat. Then these are going to come up to create pockets, so you just need to cut and notch out those little tabs on, and there's 4 of those to do. They're just the little narrow ones, and that's where your bar is going to sit. And I always quite like giving a bar of chocolate as a gift, but kind of 1 bar of chocolate kind of isn't terribly generous, is it? But I cut the bars, it's a real treat. And I have to say my younger son is kind of building his den upstairs, and I have to say he's got a little fridge up there, so I do occasionally buy him a little treat to go in his fridge. So these tabs, I mean, you could cut the tabs away completely if you wanted. I don't. What you're going to do is you're going to fold them and tuck this smaller one inside like so. So you're going to do the same on both sides. Now, again, because this is a box, I'm actually going to use some red tape. So use whatever your preferred glue is. You could use a wet quick grab glue if you've got one, but just really... gosh, those scissors need to be... Dear me, my craft stuff is looking right. I've been charging around like a mad thing. I have to say we had a nice lovely break away in Croatia actually over the Whitsun week, which was lovely because it was a kind of surprise break. We'd said we might go away somewhere, and you know, things got in the way and life has been a bit manic anyway. We decided we definitely needed a break after the kind of last 6 months we've had with our couple of bereavements, and you know what, it was lovely. It was so nice to get away, and beautiful Dubrovnik we visited as well, which was just fantastic. So these are going to fold up to create the pockets, but before I do that I want to decorate the front here, because it's much easier to get that paper square while it's flat. So the panel for the front is 16.5 by 7.3, and this is a kind of non-directional one, so it doesn't matter as long as you cut it square. So I'm actually going to cut my 7.3 first, because that way I get more of my cardstock. So I'm going to pop my 7.3 here. Just pop that there, and obviously it doesn't use very much DSP at all if I'm just doing a layer there. You could do a layer on the inside if you wanted, and it is one of these horrid measurements, this one, because it's 16.5, but it should be just about there on that sort of line in the middle. So that's going to create a layer on the front there. Okay, like so. Actually, no, I'll stick with this one. But what I will do is I'm just quickly going to pop an extra little layer on this, I think, just to make that stand out a little bit more. And I'm going to pop a little bit of Seaside spray. So this is where I get to show you some of the gorgeous new colours. So Seaside spray is this beautiful, pretty blue here. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut another piece, I'm going to cut the card to that size and then just trim it down by 0.5 centimetre. So I'm going to cut my card to 16.5 by 7.3. So as I said, my 7.3, I'm going to have to, as and when I get my craft shed, I talked about this a long time, I am going to get more workspace. I literally work in an area that's not much bigger than my grid paper. So having done that, I'm just going to take 1/2 centimetre off. There we go, like so. Right, and I just think that will help layer that up a little. It's funny, isn't it, when you come to, this is what I always find with crafting, and why I like to kind of do things unedited, because until you kind of put things together, you don't always realise that you just need that extra layer. So all I'm doing is popping a little bit of snail on the back here, managing to get the glue probably all over myself and all over my grid paper, and then just layer that up onto the front there. And you see just that layer of seaside spray just makes that pop a little bit more. Now we can fold our box up, and then we can get on to do some stamping for the rest of our project. Of course, the curse of the red tape being on a video. So with these, I tuck the tabs in first. In fact, I might just cut those tabs away, thinking about it. They're just going to get in the way when I'm putting the chocolate in. And they're so narrow, it isn't going to matter. So all I'm going to do is just line that up nice and square. And the same on the other side. And the same here, so I'm just going to cut those tabs away. Should have thought about that before, I almost did, but hey, like I say, you know, it's not until sometimes you're doing things for a second time around you think, yeah, do you know what, if I was making that, it would just be easier to tuck those tabs out of the way. So all I'm doing when lining up, so because I've cut straight on that score line, I can just line that up on the end here. Hopefully you can see that. And I do the same on the end here. Okay, and there's our basic box, ready for our milk of chocolate. So this one you can see, I've got some pink, it's not quite Rococo Rose, but there we go, pop those in, and that's our basic pack, like so. Now to create the belly band, it won't surprise you that our belly band I'm going to do by folding around. You can score, but I tend not to. So what I usually do is I start kind of in the middle, because that's where we want it to overlap, and I do the first score, just bend, and then I reinforce. I put it around and I just gently crease and do the same again. And I say you're only gently creasing because you don't want it too tight. Last one. So don't kind of squidge it down too much. So I've just used the whole of that length, and I'll just now trim that so that it overlaps like so. And I might even trim that down a little bit more. Okay, and then that I can then cover up the join with my label. So to create our label, I'm going to need a little bit of Whisper White cardstock and a little bit of dear me, my words, I've been really rubbish recently on videos. My mouth just seems to have lost all sense of coordination. So the layers for the front is 5.5 by 8.5. Let's see, yeah, so go 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to layer a little bit, I think, of that. Just looking to see whether I need it to stand out a bit. I think we're going to use the Seaside spray again. If I look at that. Yes, that's going to look better. So a bit of Seaside spray. And that will be 6x9. So again, I'm going to just take it off my card. 6x9. Oh, but a little bit of a raggedy. So drop that piece of card. 6x9. So 6x9. Okay. So that's going to be my nice label for the middle there. So on with the stamping. So let's get some. There's my Seaside Spray, my Rococo Rose, and my Purple Posy. So I think actually I'm not going to use my... I'm going to use these. Okay, so I've got my sentiment already stamped up. So if I just show you the sentiment, just put it on. Yeah, I'm going to do the sentiment in the Seaside Spray, and I'm going to pop that on first, because obviously we want to stamp around that, and I actually stamped off to the left hand side. So if you can see, I've just come off the bottom of the camera, haven't I? Okay, let me move that up. Apologies. Okay. So, wishing you a day, apart from coming off the bottom, which is a bit rubbish of me. Okay, then we are going to do the... Morning, that's my son arriving. Okay. Okay, so I've just stamped that off, and I'm just coming in with a stamped off version, and I'm just coming in with a really light texture. Then I'm going to come in with the little almost a sort of filigree. Is it filigree? Like so. Okay. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Yeah. Apart from the fact I've come off the bottom, but hey, it actually doesn't matter too much. I can always redo that when I finish videoing. Just pop the stamps away so I don't get myself covered in ink. And then this is going to just layer on the top there. And I just actually now, you know, I say it's always worth checking your colours, which clearly I didn't, before you used to put them together, as to whether you need to add a contrast colour or whether you can do tone on tone. Now obviously with this one, Highland Heather is a fabulous combination to go with it. And all I'm going to do is, just for speed, I'm going to pop a bit of snail on this, but I would actually use something stronger normally. So that's going to be covered up, so all I need to do is just pop a bit of glue in there. And I say, don't pull it too tight. You want them to be able to slide that band off. Plenty of glue in the middle there, and pop your label in the centre. So eventually, with a few alterations, there we have a pair of Milka bar packaging ready to gift. So it's a double bar one. In fact, that one's upside down because it should open like so. You could add extra layers if you wanted to the inside, obviously on these panels here. It depends whether somebody is likely to keep hold of them or not. But there you go. Thank you for watching. Warts and all, as usual. I hope you come back and see me soon. Don't forget to visit my shop, my blog, flutterbyheidi.co.uk, or my shop, heidismith.stampinup.net, to purchase any of the products. Or if you go to my blog, you can follow the links on this particular post to where you can get the products. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me soon. Bye.